You're better off to ask Rebecca because if you both turn on your mics on your laptop, you're probably gonna get feedback with each other's
Test us.
laptop.
Rebecca, turn this one off.
Just when you guys have two computers going, you're good.
Okay.
Are you in the meet on your computer?
Yeah.
And Pam, you're in the meet on your computer?
Yeah, you both can't be in it.
You
Only one
work
of you.
together, like, at the same screen. I'm not in the meet, I'm actually just looking at the agenda.
What do I do? I'm not sure I understand you.
I think we just,
They have it up here, I think.
but we talk into this or to this?
Your laptop.
You're gonna talk into your mic.
This mic.
Oh, I hadn't even pulled up the Zoom meeting. I'm
Not
sorry.
Anybody on it?
Johnny, Heather, and Wendy.
They'll just hear and see through you if they wanna say anything.
So am I leaving it here?
Yeah,
Okay.
but use your mic to talk to everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on camera there.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right, it's now 5 o'clock, and I'd like to call our afternoon's meeting of the Lee County Board Finance Committee to order. Thank you, everyone who's here in attendance today. Appreciate your willingness to come out and be a part of our discussion. Our first agenda item will be approval of the agenda for our meeting today.
Yes, Ms. Sutton, I would like to make a motion to approve the March 25th, 2021 Finance Committee meeting.
All right, and I second that. Thank you, Mr. McCracken.
Mhm.
Next, we have the approval of our minutes from the last board meeting, finance meeting, which was on February 25th, 2021. Any discussion, questions regarding those minutes? And hearing none, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve.
I would make that motion to approve the minutes from February 25th, 2021 for our Finance Committee.
And I second that. Thank you, Mr. McCracken. All right, now we're moving on to our main focus for the meeting, which is the bus replacement financing agreement. And I believe Mr. Cagle's here to discuss that and present that to us today.
Good evening. I'm here for my annual visit. So, it's that time of year again, and we have some buses that are up for state replacement, 8 of them this year actually. And to do that, North Carolina likes to use a financing agreement. And of course, North Carolina cannot sign a financing agreement, so they're depending on LEAs to do that. All the money for those payments actually roll through Ms. Jones' office, and it's kind of a paperwork type deal. So if I can answer any questions for you, this would be something where it goes to the next board meeting, and I would just need 2 copies signed by the chair.
So the contract we have in front of us is pretty much the standard contract you've been using for years. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good to know.
And we'll be replacing 8 buses, Reed?
8 buses this
Okay.
year. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that typically about how many we replace per year, or is it based on certain
no,
criteria?
that's a pretty good year for us. Really
Okay.
is. Yes, ma'am.
Very good.
And all of the contracts have been looked at through Attorney General's office, some LEA councils and the State Board of Education. So just to kind of give you an idea that they approved it. And it would be financing through Bank of America, Public Capital Corporation.
Okay, so am I understanding that this is state funds, but it has to flow through our LEA? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
I think Ms. Jones might be able to answer that question a little better than I do.
I'm just
but
new to
that's-
this, so
I'm
just
sorry.
trying to understand. Thank you.
They actually give us this money, and it's actually just a book entry. They actually make the payments on our behalf, and it's just the entry. There's 2 actual journal entries that we have to post each year. It will show up on our allotment from the state, from DPI, in state funding, and then we will post it, and then the auditors just approve that we've
Okay.
booked it correctly.
Alrighty, good to know. Any other questions, discussion?
What happens to the buses we're replacing?
They go up for sale. Usually
Are
the
they
ones that,
ours, like surplus, or do they belong to the state?
they belong to the state.
Okay, that's what I
They're
assumed since they
titled
pay
to Lee
for 'em.
County Board of Education, but they actually belong to the state.
We just did the thing with the surplusing
Right,
and
I was
everything.
thinking that too, so
Yeah.
that's good clarification, yeah.
Any further questions?
Thank you, Reed.
Thank you.
All right, thank
Easy
you.
peasy.
Appreciate your help today. Appreciate you too answering some questions, Ms. Jones.
Thank you, Kelly.
Okay, so, hearing no more discussion, is there a motion to approve this contract to send to, our full board meeting that's coming up in April?
Yes, ma'am, I would make a motion to approve the bus replacement financing agreement here and then move it for full approval at the next full board meeting.
All right, and I second that motion, thank you. All right, we have our February financials now as an FY item on our agenda.
You have your February financials, as well as the board expenses for, your review.
Any discussion, questions regarding the financials?
Anything you need to add, Kelly? We're basically just the regular monthly financials.
Just the typical.
Okay.
And actually, there were no changes to the board expenses this month at all.
Right, I noticed that. Okay, thank you. All right, and since that is an FYI item, we don't have to make any, action on it. And then we've already reviewed, I believe, as a part of this, the board expense summary. Is there any discussion about that? Everything cool with that? All right, then. I guess that brings us to the end of our agenda since there are no questions. Thank you, Mrs. Jones.
Short and sweet. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I second that.
And we'll, for our next meeting is
It is April the 29th.
April 29th. All right.
Thank you so much. Everyone have a great evening.